What's up YouTube, Jeff back again, and today I'm going to show you guys how to activate beast mode on your Galaxy Z Fold 4. When I'm talking about beast mode, I'm talking about improving the day-to-day performance, fluidity, and just overall navigation in the UI, and then also improving your battery life in some instances, helping to speed up your phone and get the most out of it on a daily basis. Now today I am using my stand from my friends over at Lamicall. This is a beautiful desktop stand that's not only height adjustable, but also tilt adjustable. It's got some little rubber feet to keep your phone in place. See the Lamicall branding down there. It also folds up nicely to put it right inside your bag. I love this stand. Those of you who pre-ordered with me, your mystery boxes will be shipping out this week. I posted some updates on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there. You guys are getting one of these for free, but if you want to order one, if you didn't get a mystery box with me, you didn't pre-order your phone through me, you guys can check out the link, and I have the link to Amazon. You can purchase one as well as a coupon code to get a discount on these stands. So today, we're going to talk about these tips. Let's jump right into it. The very first one is about reducing animations. Now, animations are basically when you're jumping around the UI, there's animations that take you in and out of the windows, and some people like them, but some people figure, if I can remove those animations, I can speed up my overall jumping, in and out of apps. And that is true. One way you can do it is by going into the settings and going down to where it says accessibility, visibility enhancements, and then scroll down here where it says remove, I scrolled down too fast there, where it says remove animations right there. And if you turn this on, this is basically going to completely remove the animations. So as you jump back home, you'll notice that those usual animations where the app goes back in, it's going to seem a little jarring though, because you really don't have that transition between the apps. Now, if you want to do that, that is really the fastest way because you're going to get instantly between your different apps and menus and screens. But if you find it jarring to have it off entirely, you can also reduce the animation scale. So first, let me turn that off, reduce animations off. Now, if you go down to about phone and then tap on the build number here multiple times. And if you do that, it'll say you've enabled developer mode. I already did it earlier, so I have it on. You can go into developer options down here on the side and scroll down. You want to scroll down kind of slowly so you don't miss it. And you're going to see several options to reduce animation scale. So these three right here, window animation scale, you can change this to 0.5, which will actually make the animations a little bit faster. So instead of turning them off completely, now it just speeds it up. And then you'll notice definitely as you're moving around the device that the animations seem a little more zippy, as you're going in and out of the apps. This will definitely make your day-to-day navigation a little bit faster. So you can kind of choose, see which works for you, turning it off, going to 0.5. Either way, it's going to speed up performance. The next thing is disabling the Bixby button. You probably noticed that if you long press your power button on the Z Fold 4, it enables Bixby. A lot of us don't use Bixby. You can see I haven't even set it up yet. I prefer Google Assistant for all my assistant needs. You can actually change the power button behavior by going into the settings, scroll down to advanced features, and you're going to find where it says side key. Go into side key, you can change it from wake Bixby to power off menu. So now what this is going to do is you just hold down the power button and it takes you to the power off menu, which I know is revolutionary. I don't know why Samsung doesn't make that the default, but at the end of the day, it's not the default now and you can change it. You can also change what double pressing the side key does. If you want to have it open a particular app instead of launching your camera. I use my camera a lot because I have kids, but if you don't use your camera as much as you say use Facebook or Twitter or whatever your email, you can also change that as well. I like to leave mine set to the camera. The next thing is swiping down to get your notification shade. Now, I think this is enabled by default now on the Fold, but you should double check it. Long press on your home screen, go to settings, and then scroll down here to where it says swipe down for notification panel. This is enabled on my unlocked Galaxy Z Fold 4, but on the S22 Ultra, it actually wasn't enabled by default, so you may want to check this. And then you can swipe down anywhere on your home screen to get to your notification shade. That's very important on a big phone like the Fold because you don't want to necessarily have to go to the top to always swipe down your notifications. You'd like to be able to do it anywhere because you're holding this phone with two hands a lot when you have it unfolded, and that's an important thing. Now, the other thing that you can also do if you go into the settings that I also recommend is you notice that down here it says looking for something else, and that's the taskbar. You can also edit your taskbar preferences within the settings to either show the recent apps, which are these two apps right here on the side, or show and hide with touch and hold. So if you're using gestures like I am, you can then touch and hold this, and it'll either bring up the taskbar or it'll make it disappear. You probably want to have both of those options on, especially if you're using gestures, so definitely check that and make sure you have it enabled. We're going to stay in the settings here. We're actually going to go down to device care for my next tip. Go into battery and device care. And I'm going to show you guys how you can speed up your phone on a daily or weekly basis. Go to the three-dot menu here at the top and then go to automation. And you'll notice there's these options to auto-optimize your device daily. So if you tap on this, it's enabled by default, but you can actually change the time of day that it does this. So it optimizes your phone by once a day, just kind of, freeing up any memory that's being unused and kind of making sure your phone is doing everything at the optimal way. Now, you can choose to close apps to free up memory at that time as well. I kind of don't like to do that because I've had problems getting social media notifications if it closes my social media apps overnight, and I don't like that. But if you work at nighttime, and let's say you don't want it to do this memory freeing process at 3 a.m., that's a good time for me because I'm asleep. But if you work at 3 a.m., you don't want it to do that, you could change this to say noon or whatever time is convenient for you, and this will definitely help speed things up. Now you can also go back a screen, and you can also auto restart once every set time period. I usually like to do it, every week, and so you can turn this on, and let's say I want to do this Fridays at 3 a.m. Again, Friday is a good time for me. I just like to do it once a week. You do need to have it on the charger. Screen needs to be off. It'll only do it if you're not using the phone. This basically resets everything once a week, and I usually do that on a weekend, so if I happen to miss a notification in the morning, it's not a work critical notification. It's not something for YouTube where I have to answer it right away. I can always get back to that later in the day on Saturday, and this also sets your phone up, kind of clears things out for the week, and it's a really nice thing to do at the end of the day. Okay, so that's kind of making things a little faster. Let's actually go back to battery and device care really quick and go into the battery settings. I want to mention a few things that you can do down here. Now you can change on power savings, obviously, if you're running low on battery. This is something that everybody pretty much knows about. But you can also go into background usage limits and decide if you want to put apps to sleep or not. Now, I want to say be very careful, again, putting social media apps to sleep, because if you do that, it is important to know that that's not always going to allow you to get your social media notifications in real time. So just keep in mind that if you choose to sleep any apps, make sure that it's ones that you don't need critical notifications or time-sensitive notifications for at the end of the day. So all of those are found within here. I also highly recommend turning on this if you plan on keeping the device for a long time. This will protect the battery by limiting maximum charge to 85%. I don't do that because I always am changing my devices. If you really want to always have it charged to 100, you don't want to do it either. But if you want to keep the battery at its maximum health and you're going to keep the Z Fold 4 for a long time, this isn't a bad thing to do at the end of the day. So what about performance? What if you're not concerned about battery and on the other end of the spectrum, you want things to perform at their maximum settings? Well, there's a couple things you can do when you're gaming. The first one is make sure you turn on Dolby Atmos and Dolby Atmos for gaming. This gives you the most realistic Dolby Atmos sound when you're playing games and also when you're watching videos. And it's just a really great way to take advantage of this beautiful audio that you can get out of the Z Fold 4. Now also, if you're playing games, you want to go into the Game Booster settings. So go into Game Booster, just search for game. And then in here, make sure that your game optimization is set to performance. I believe this is the default out of the box on the Fold 4, but you'll also want to go into the lab section and change it to alternate game performance management. This actually gives you even more performance than the performance mode. This can cause some heating issues though, so make sure that you're not in a situation where you need to multitask, you're just focusing on gaming. There's a lot of other cool stuff you can do in here like floating shortcuts, but since I'm mainly focusing on performance in this video, I'll save those for another tips and tricks video. The final thing is the display. So in the display, if you go to display, you can change in here your display resolution and everything like that. Now you'll notice that here, your font style, your screen layout, zoom, the vivid screen mode, everything here can be modified. Now what I would recommend that you do, a couple of things that are really useful for this particular device is one, use the swipe gestures. I think they're much better on the Fold even. And then also make sure that you go into full screen apps and decide what it is that you want to use in full screen, because that's very important. Some apps don't natively really open in full screen, but you can force them to open in full screen. And that can also be done under advanced features. Go into labs, and then down here, full screen and split screen view. That way you get full screen mode, even when you're doing split screen view. And you can also force multi-window for all apps as well. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my tips for getting your phone into beast mode, your Z Fold 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon. If you're interested in picking up a Z Fold 4 and you haven't yet, my link will be in the description with some awesome Samsung discounts. Also, don't forget to check out my friends at Lamicall, their awesome stand for the Z Fold 4. I appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.